Well, the time has finally come. The shirt and tie makes its debut on the channel, and Dorking Wanderers are playing in a major cup final. It's season 14, episode 6, and it's Burnley v Dorking in the Carabao Cup final at Wembley. Yes, hello and welcome along to a crucial episode of this FM20 Dorking Wanderers story with me, Daniel. We're playing the Carabao Cup final. There is nothing else to be said. What I will quickly mention though is don't think we're taking this too seriously. If you have a look at the tie we've got there, we've still managed to bring out wacky tacky tie day even for our first big cup final. So let's crack on. The focus is going to be on the game today. There's not going to be a great deal going on off it. We'll have a quick look at the end of the transfer window. And of course you can see we've got some important team news as well, namely players missing. But very quickly first, before we get into it, a massive thank you to everyone who's still supporting along as we reach this important episode. A massive one in the series. Please do put a thumbs up on the video if you're looking forward to our first major cup final. Of course, an opportunity to reach Europe as well. It's going to be a really important game. I'm recording this on the day of the League 2 playoff final in real life. A Wembley game where it's going to be empty. That is not going to be the case here. 90,000 packed in from the two clubs and a great opportunity for both. Of course, Burnley aside, we know very well on this channel. We've managed them in the head coach and we're still managing them in our weekly live stream series. Thank you to everyone who popped along and checked that out yesterday. If you haven't already and you want to make sure you don't miss any of the action, subscribe down below and turn those notifications on for daily FM20 content and weekly live streams as well. There's also a link to my football podcast in the eye above where you can catch up with interviews with pros. We've got predictions for all of the championship and playoff games at the moment, so please do come and check that out. But today it's Burnley v Dorking, and that is the only place we can focus in this episode. We'll very quickly run through the results and the end of the transfer window so you can see just how much has gone on. We had one player coming on loan on deadline day. That man is Michael Feeney. He's joined from Liverpool, an 18-year-old right back. Just gives us cover really. There was a chance that Lewis James was going to leave. We found out that Pollock was suspended for the final after getting booked against City in that brilliant semi-final comeback last time out. So we just needed an extra option there, and Feeney's going to do that. Not really got any experience at first team level, only in the leasing.com trophy for his parent club. But for us, he's going to be on the bench today and he might be needed. So it's an important signing on that front. Going out, absolutely nothing at all. We're happy with the squad we've got and we're starting to move along nicely. So let's have a look at the schedule for our recent results. Unfortunately, City did get revenge last time out to take us into this in poor form, and we lost to the other Manchester club too. But aside from that, we've looked very solid. We won 1-0 at home to Birmingham, Jeff Coppens getting the late winner, before a 3-1 defeat at home to United despite Aaron White's early goal. Away at Southampton, a 2-0 victory, Cohen Mertin scoring a volley and Ryan Lima with a penalty on the hour mark. Before at Leicester, it was Augustin Sanchez-Ledauri off the bench late on, and what a fantastic moment to pop up with a winner. That's got us up to 8th place and just maybe with a glimpse of a chance at Europe in the league as well, although we'd like to wrap that up by winning the cup final today. A 1-0 defeat at City last time out. We kept the 11 on, we wanted to keep everyone fit. So the bench was left alone and hopefully these lads will have confidence now. The dynamics look pretty good. It could be better, but we've played away against City and there's been a high turnover of playing staff last summer, which has contributed a bit. We have to be fair. We're still that little bit inconsistent, but as you saw, against the bottom sides, we're starting to get results regularly now. And that leaves us just 6 points behind Leicester and Tottenham in 8th place in the Premier League. So we are clawing our way back into contention. We're almost certain to be safe again. The goal difference is 0, much better than last year. And we've got a chance. So if Leicester drop off or Tottenham drop off, then hopefully we'll be able to get there. We've got Championship Sheffield United in the 5th round of the FA Cup. So possibly only 2 games from Wembley there as well. And we're yet to play a Premier League side. So all is looking good at the moment. But of course everything can be changed today. The board wanted us to reach the 4th round of the Carabao Cup. We are in the final with a chance of wrapping up European football. So let's go and get into it. There's a big preview to go through. Burnley, of course, look nothing like in the other save. They're still doing well mid-table in the Premier League. And hang on, they've still got the same goalkeeper. Tom Ritchie was the last signing our director of football made before we left them in the head coach. And he's joined there as a goalkeeper here. What a coincidence that is. Of course, the big news really is that they've got Michael Stropper in goal. We sold him here for 25 million in the summer, and he now has the chance to be a hero against us and win a cup. If we win, it proves we were right. If we lose, then Michael Stropper has probably got a lot to say to us. They play 2 up front, still playing the old school 4-4-2. They've got a £30 million striker and a £20 million striker. 2 very good ones up top there. But overall, it's a pretty evenly matched game, and if we're being completely honest, it can go either way. I've just had my eyes drawn to another bit of news as well. Lucas Beja. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, was he not one of our heroes at Torquay last year, or was it somewhere else? I remember this name being an absolute start. I'm sure it was Torquay. So correct me if I'm wrong, but Lucas Beja, he's on the bench there. Wonder if he'll get a start today. There's a full Premier League fixture list. That's the other weird thing about this. It's taking place on a Saturday at 3 o'clock, which surely then means it can't be on TV, doesn't it? I mean, it says it's on TV, but that can't. It's on the blackout. I know it's been changed in real life at the moment, but that's extenuating circumstances. Surely this game should be on the Sunday. But either way, Burnley have everyone fit. We're missing Krizek and Walker off the bench, and Kieran Pollock, the right back, suspended. So Lewis James is starting at right back today. Not match fit, not good enough, but he is going to play in the Carabao Cup final. Feeney, the youngster, on the bench if we need it. Davila, Santos, Gleedle and the injured Walker miss out today. But this is the 11 we've gone for. It's Gabriel Afonso in goal, hoping to prove that he is better than Stropper. James at right back, Mazzino at left back, Mertens and Baker at centre half. Yonton alongside Carl Boyce in central midfield. Good news for Boyce, he has signed a new 4-year contract at the club. Just a slight wage rise on 62 grand a week now. He's a really good midfielder and he's proving all of his worth. At 24, we've tied him down for his peak years. We've got Lima over on the right wing, McLaughlin and Balic the attacking midfield 3, and Coppens on his own up front. All 4 of those in awful form. Coppens scored 1 goal, which was 5 games ago, wasn't it? So should we go and warn him today? Let's go and criticise his recent form. He's not been scoring many, but we've got faith in him, and he's a bit confident after that. So I'm hoping the Wonder Kid's going to respond. Ryan Lima, last 2 games, not been great, has trained really well though, so let's try and get his confidence up. Praise his training, you're doing very well. He's pleased to hear it. This is all of the personal touch, the bit in the build up to the final that you talk about. McLaughlin, he has been in average form as well, so let's go and warn him. Criticise his recent form, I've got every faith in you, and he's got every faith back. Let's hope he responds on the day. And Ilya Balic, probably been the worst of the lot. I almost thought about bringing Aaron White in, if I'm being honest, because if we look at Aaron White's form in comparison, I know off the bench he's not been great, but even against Leicester he got the assist. Not great at Southampton, scored against United. I might make a big call here. I'm going to start Aaron White. Change that lineup. Aaron White is in for Ilya Balic, winger on attack. This is what we're going for. Ilya Balic we will talk to as well. We're going to warn him about his lack of form, about his lack of goals. And I'm going to say I've got to drop you. He's not scored enough. He needs time to find his rhythm again. And today he will do that off the bench. So one very late change to the lineup. It's Aaron White in for Ilya Balic. But let's get into the Carabao Cup final. Comments down below. How do you think we'll get on? And let's see how many of you are right today. It's a battle of the tactics today, isn't it? The 4-4-2 maintains for Burnley. There's still Stropper in goal from the start. There's still Lucas Beja on the bench. It's pretty much as we looked at it. We've got the 4-2-3-1 and it's going to be really, really close today. It's such a tight game. Let's hope we can come out on top. So we're going to go out there, win the cup for the supporters. Oh, it would be such a big moment. Let's get to the tunnel interview. The players can adapt to the weather. We've looked good in training. It's good to have someone we can rely on. And of course, Carl Boyce has been brilliant. Let's get on with it. First half at Wembley. It's Burnley v Dorking. Let's see who comes out on top. Early on, Burnley have had the shots, but we've not seen any highlights, and now Jeff Coppens picks it up. He's challenged easily, and Aaron White's not really up there. I'm not quite sure where the support is. The long ball for Burnley leads to the front 2. They're playing the big man, little man, out to Stafford on the left. Wabbo's making a run. He scored. Oh, why is it so bad? We're going to have to go positive because we have started atrociously. Gabriel Afonso beating at his near post by a pretty tame effort. And now Michael Stropper's probably laughing at the other end. It is all Burnley so far. And we've crumbled on the big stage. But we've got a first attack with Lima. Loses out, but it falls for Jerome Yonton. His cross is blocked. Where's the composure? Boyce finds McLaughlin. Here he is, edge of the box. What sort of ball's that? But it's fallen to Coppens. And he's done the opposite. He has been wayward from 6 yards. And Stropper's made a brilliant save. Into the back post. Jenkins heads away. And it's a tale of 2 goalkeepers so far. And we probably sold the wrong one. Here's Aaron White on the left to Boyce. It's good to see us finally causing trouble though. Lima heads it away. What on earth's that? I've got to say, Ryan Lima the last half a year has been in awful form as he delivers across for Jonson and he gets an assist on cue. Jerome Jonson heads in, one of the big summer signings. Second time lucky we got him, and he heads in from Ryan Lima's cross. It is Burnley 1, Dorking Wanderers 1, and we're just starting to come back into this. And we're on the front foot again. Jerome Jonson to Lima. Into the box, it's headed away. Mazzino gets there first. Have a go, son, you're in the box. He does, and it's down to Stropper's left, but he makes a good save and holds on to it as well. And now it's Burnley with a corner. What a cup final this has been. They're usually so cagey, but this has come flying out the traps. O'Connor on the right. Beats his man. He's got a chance to deliver. Goes back to Traore. Now Burrell. Into Jenkins. And he slides it just wide. Afonso didn't look like he had it covered. 25 minutes gone. We'll finally take a breath. But it's 1-1 here at Wembley Stadium. Burnley and Dorking going head to head. It is an end-to-end cup final. There we go then. The half-time whistle goes. It did just calm down towards the end of that half. We've got the same message again from Nick Haycock. And I think we have to go for it. Because anything else we've tried normally hasn't worked. The lads are listening keenly, so let's get into the second half as we finally take charge of the stats. Mitchell Baker even levels up the yellow card count as we clear long. It's a poor kick from Afonso. Robic picks it up. He's got a chance to go inside, but White tackles him. Forces him backwards, but they still keep possession, Burnley. Traore finds Moulins. Back to Traore again. Long ball forward. Burrell flicks on, and Mazzino gets there to bring it away. Can we spring the counter? Lima's over on the right if he can find him. Oh, he's been mugged. The referee got in his way. Stafford brings it down on the left. And now Burnley have the chance. Jonson's missed his tackle. Stafford to the byline. Oh, Lewis James, you've got to be joking. You've got to be joking. He is such a weak link in this side. Lewis James on the biggest stage has completely ruined the cup final for us. Warbo shoots and scores, and Lewis James is going to be sold. This will be the last game he plays for this football club. I was hesitant, I was worried about putting him in for this game, and do you know what? Feeney's coming on. That is absolutely appalling. How on earth can you make such a stupid challenge in the cup final? What a ridiculous player. Moulins gets the ball into Traore, and I'll tell you what, he is going to get absolute pelters in the dressing room. I'm not letting that go. The lads have fought back so well, and he has thrown away the cup final here. And now we're relying on the other 10 to fight back. Feeney's on for him, and White's coming forward again. Challenge, but it falls for Jonson. Chance to charge through. He's already scored one. He's got two over on the right, but goes back to Feeney, the substitute. Should have started the youngster, shouldn't I? Here's Jonson. Chance to switch to the left. He does to Aaron White. Back to Mazzino. Little bit of a lack of composure there. Little bit of lack of direction. Didn't want to go forward. Falls for Jonson though. Oh, it's hit the post. Oh, Jerome Jonson with a brilliant effort. Is off the post and then hacked out for a throw in. And these lads are giving absolutely everything. We've got just over 20 minutes to go. We've paused for subs. Aaron White has not had a great game. So Ilya Balic, we talked to him pre-match. Let's see if he responds. He's coming on as an inside forward on attack. Cole Boyce has had a shocker. Very rare for him. Ibai Nunes on as well. Let's see if those two make a difference. We are going to go and demand more from the boys. Let's see if we get a response. 10 to go. Absolutely nothing happening. So we've got to come out. We're going attacking. We're going to be more expressive. In transition, speed it up. And we are going to push forward. Higher line of engagement. Higher defensive line. Let's try and peg Burnley back and get loads of pressure on here. It doesn't look like it's coming though, as Jonson picks it up to Feeney. And if that Lewis James tackle costs us the cup final, he'll be fined 2 weeks' wages and not play for this club again. A pathetic display. Jonson's lost it in the middle now. It's gone. Wabo's in one-on-one. He's going to score. We know he is. As Afonso, what on earth's he doing? One of the best goalkeepers in the world on paper. Has had a very good season. And he's just bottled it today. A pathetic display from the boys. I've got to be honest, Stropper's been the best player on the pitch, bar Warbo, who's got his hat-trick, of course. And we have to blame Lewis James. We were back into it 1-1. We were dominating the game. And then Lewis James gave away the stupidest penalty you'll ever see. Burnley win the Carabao Cup final. It finishes Burnley 3, Dorking Wanderers 1. Oh, there are going to be some harsh words after this. A few lads did disappoint us, but none more than Lewis James. What a pathetic display. What a ridiculous result. Let me know in the comments what you think of that. I'm going to stick to my words here, and I know he's not going to be happy about it. Let me go and have a look at the squad. Feeney made his professional debut. He did alright off the bench. Where is Lewis James there? I can't even see him. Why is he unavailable? He's suspended because he got booked. Silly boy. Disciplined player for poor performance. Fined 2 weeks' wages. absolutely no option in that. He will be unhappy, but I'm not having anything otherwise. What a pathetic time to do that. We were runners-up in the Carabao Cup final. Europe will have to wait unless we can make up that 6-point deficit in the league. Unfortunately, we were let down on a big stage there. And what a disappointing way to end the first cup final. At 1-1 as we went into the second half, we started it well. I was so confident. And then that challenge. How on earth can you legislate for it? So we've now got to turn our attention to the other two competitions. We've got a good chance in the FA Cup if we can get through this one and then get a friendly quarter-final draw. Who knows what will happen when we get to Wembley. And we've got a chance to try and catch up in this competition as well. In the Premier League, we're just 6 points off Europe. So if you did enjoy this episode and that heartache in the cup final, courtesy of Lewis James, am I being too harsh on him? But for me, that turned the tide of the game. An absolutely nonsensical challenge. No idea what he was doing. We even put him to a more defensive duty for this game so he wouldn't get caught up pitch. So he'd be in his most natural position and have the best chance of succeeding. And to do that, it's absolutely brainless. But if you did enjoy the episode, please put a thumbs up on it. Let me know in the comments what you thought of the performance, the heartache, and where it all went wrong for us. We've still got that bit of inconsistency in our game, and unfortunately, until we can get in Europe and invest in the squad, we're not going to be able to improve that. We've still got some really poor backups, and one of them cost us the game today. Pollock got suspended from the semi in what was the most euphoric episode of the series, and then we've got the opposite emotion in this one. But if you want to keep up to date with the series and see if we can bounce back from this, please do subscribe down below and turn that notification bell on. You'll get alerts as daily content releases on the channel, including massive episodes from the head coach this week, a new stadium review episode every Sunday at 4:30. This week is going to feature a great FA Cup giant killing and an away trip that we'll never forget. We had Newcastle United last week, which was pretty much in the same category. St James's Park, the focus of that episode. And of course, there's still 2 episodes a week from Cricket 19, the latest one out earlier today, so please do give that a try if you haven't already. Also, do head over to the podcast channel. You can find the link in the eye above. We've got predictions for every championship match day till the end of the season, special playoff ones as well as topical podcasts for recent news, and of course interviews from current and former professionals within the game at all different levels, with plenty of great insight coming from them. But a massive thanks for watching this one and your continued support with the series as always. I really do appreciate it. And hopefully we'll bounce back stronger from this and still have a chance of Europe through one of the other 2 competitions. Can we go on an FA Cup run? Hopefully we'll find out next time round.